This video is intended to be an in-depth description of a Lightblade wand named Wisdom. I will start with the main primary blade banding consisting of lapis lazuli and golden healer quartz to work as a subcapacitation to the lapis signature frequency in engagement like so. Lapis lazuli has been famously utilized since times of, at least recorded-wise, ancient Egypt in the mystery school aspects to be a stone of Isis, and is a prominent wind elemental stone that is very effective for past life recall and one's soul wisdom to be at the forefront of one's conscious self when wielding this frequency. Hence, the archetype of wisdom has a heavy concentration of lapis to encourage this vibratory effect on the energy field of the wielder of this device. The golden healer quartz makes a very profoundly impactful golden white light crystalline frequency emanation that aligns one's personal heart to the source heart of creation of the golden white crystalline filter. So having that source ignition sequence between the blade band of the lapis and the golden healer quartz makes a very effective third eye and higher heart activation of the source energy. So the third eye induction stimulation this whole device produces is quite potent, to put it very lightly. And continuing the blade band like so is the transmutation ignition sequence consisting of hematite and smoky quartz, an ignition sequence like so underneath this blue leather, running down here, completing the first lateral band right here, recirculating this same ignition of smoky quartz and hematite, then running all the way down here on this main engine, and once again of smoky quartz and hematite in succession, closing the circuit of what looks to be like a figure 8 broadcast projection. The transmutation blade band ratio, consisting of once again hematite and smoky quartz, is very effective for the hematite grounding all radial energy through the root chakra into the earth stars into the earth for reprocessing, in tandem with the smoky quartz to make a dramatic purification of any kind of negativity into the base chakra, into the earth stars, into the earth meridian matrix for reprocessing. So effectively, having that much grounding excess energy of such a high potency device will bring all this radial frequency into, once again, the earth meridian matrix for tangibility of vibrational potency into the realm of reality. I will start now describing the main engine section. At the very apex of the tip right here is rainbow fluorite consisting of yellow, green, and purple fluorite set on a pyramid, which also works as a way to have the radial energy of this focus of a pyramid energy, making a very sharp focus of the orderly energy that is fluorite. Fluorite is a stone of order in the mineral kingdom, and is very effective for taking all radial stray energies and making a cohesive form. Hence, with all this high frequency energy in one closed loop circuit, having the tip of the fluorite right here grounded next to this containment band to redirect and circulate the energy through transmutation ratio is a very prominent way to have the focus of the energy, when engaged, like so, to direct on the backdraft of almost like an exhaust port through the filter of fluorite. And continuing on, the main engine right here is Lemurian clear quartz. This right here is the sub-engine is Celestial smoky quartz. Celestial quartz is a very specialized quartz formation that makes a very powerful auto-regulation of one's highest self blueprints, energy capacities through their physical avatar. So you can think of it as an auto-regulator to ensure the maximum frequency current depending on reactive vibratory situational needs for the wielder will automatically synchronize and maximize the current while regulating its perfect template in accordance to one's higher self matrix energy situation that they find themselves wielding this device, and ensure the proper frequency ground at all times so that the overture of the energy is always auto-regulated not to have any kind of undesirable unarced energy effect. That is the intention and specialty of celestial quartz of this prominent size being utilized as, once again, an auto-regulator for the maximum frequency pitch of this device being wielded while being regulated and governed to ensure the maximum output without causing fryout for the wielder in question. This right here is black tektite. Black tektite makes a very powerful engagement of the Earth stars through the entire chakra meridian matrix at a very quick rate by having the impact of extraterrestrial energy. This is the product of a meteorite impacting sand, which is very potent in the black ray format to have that cosmic jolt of energy make a very powerful kundalini surge throughout the entire system and increase vibration from, luckily, very much so, the ground up. This right here is white scolecite, which makes a lovely 6th and 7th stimulation wind elemental stone that is very much the divine mind or witness self perspective, and is more at a practical level, very, very nice for balancing serotonin levels and things of that nature of proper brain chemistry function. This right here is blue lace agate, which is a water elemental stone that dramatically stabilizes the 5th chakra, which is very useful for any aspects of teaching positions to be in a very stabilized, serene 5th chakra format. This right here is holly blue agate, a very rare agate that actually is a purple variety which carries the wind frequency stimulation of the auric field that strongly stabilizes particularly the 6th and 7th chakras to ensure one's higher centers are stabilized. So on the notes of agates and jasper utilized in this construct, like so over here, agates and jaspers dramatically stabilize the frequency filter, or whatever frequency it stimulates, in a very stabilized fashion in the mineral kingdom. So I'll continue with the agate trajectory since we're talking about stability here. This right here is fire agate, which stabilizes and stimulates the base, sacrum, and solar plexus chakras through the fire elemental aspect, with very much the in-the-body experience, zest for life, lower chakra enthusiasm in this stone. This right here is moss green agate, which stabilizes the heart and the base for the etheric blueprint of one's wielding this device to be properly anchored to the functional avatar of the 3D rendition. This right here is red jasper, which lovely enough stabilizes the base chakra. So thereby, when combining the aspects of water, wind, water, fire, and earth, you have the stabilization of the 4 elements of one terminated closed loop circuit. Okay, so this is scolecite as well, just like mentioned previously, on this side of the blade face of the main engine. And this right here actually is cinnabar. It's a bead of mercury-based cinnabar, which is very powerful for all alchemical endeavors, as well as magic in all ways possible. Cinnabar is a very powerful alchemical stone to burn off the gross imperfections of the false self matrix into alignment to one's higher self template, which is a lot of this theme of one being in one's wisdom. And this right here is ruby and zoisite, which is a lovely synergistic combination of red ruby, a stone of great utilization and in times of antiquity, as being a royal red ray frequency generator, which strongly activates the base chakra. In tandem with the zoisite, which is a lovely green ray cousin to tanzanite, which I'll get into eventually once I get up there, that has a very nice heart-mind coherence effect. So we have the trifecta of ruby stimulating the base, and the 4th and the 6th being stimulated. This truly an awesome power of dynamic shift in the auric field to one's highest self-configuration manifest here in the 3D. This right here is turquoise. Turquoise is another stone of antiquity utilized for the 5th ray focus, as well as being a stone of wholeness based on its composition of earth, fire, water, and wind elements focused through a 5th ray. This right here is Sedona red rock, which has a high iron matrix basis right there, which I actually retrieved myself on a trip I had recently. So it has a nice little Sedona frequency right there as well. And this right here is actually oceanic calcite I retrieved from a trip to the ocean on the Oregon coast that is white calcite that's been shaped by Mother Ocean for time, for millennia. Who knows how long Mother Ocean's been shaping this right here, but that has made it in here to be a clearing purification of the entire auric field through the oceanic filter. So obviously, by being tumbled by the ocean for thousands of years at least, makes a very powerful imprintation of the oceanic energy, of the clearing potential that Mother Ocean carries. This right here is jet. Jet is a carbon black ray based stone used in time immemorial with druidic natures to be a purification stone. So it is actually a black ray carbon based stone and makes a very powerful filtration purification energy wavelength. And it's very useful for transmuting any negativity into positivity. And the same aspect right there, an arguable cousin that's more in vogue these days for its EMF mitigation in this timeline is shungite. Shungite is a carbon black ray based stone just like jet that is quite effective for mitigating any kind of 5G radiation that would be damaging to the subtle DNA structure of the human avatar host. And utilizing these two in tandem is, of course, a combination of the black ray, which purification into the Earth meridian matrix reprocessing, and having a carbon-based rendition makes a very compatible resonant frequency with our carbon-based avatars. So those two in tandem make lovely purification unto themselves. And back over here is Larimar. Larimar is a lovely Blu-ray stone that comes from Dominican Republic and was possibly denoted to be the Stone of Atlantis that Edgar C. Casey prophesies. And this is a very powerful stone, also known as the Dolphin Stone. The Stone of Atlantis has many different names, but a more like tangible, practical aspect, has a very nice water and fire stimulation element that makes a very powerful projection to the 5th chakra in tandem with the 6th chakra to be a soothing bypass, which was also complementary to the Lapis Blu-ray frequency, compatibility-wise. And speaking of Blu-ray compatibility, this is Blue Sapphire. Blue Sapphire has the same stimulation points of 5th and 6th rendition of wind element, just like Lapis, so a natural corundum complementary frequency to the natural blade band's large emanation of a very intensive Blu-ray focused device. And this right here is black kyanite, which I'll get into eventually up here with these kyanite spectrums, which makes very rapid transfers of energy through the entire auric matrix into the base, into the Earth stars, into the Earth meridian matrix for processing, which is a very powerful way to ensure the maximum pathway of this energy gets into the Earth plane further. On that same tandem of that concept is a bolt of straight smoky quartz right here. It's basically terminated backside of the celestial smoky quartz to be in the same circuit sequence, if you would, to ground all this excess energy and to ensure that the purification of this pathway of this high yield frequency device grounds into the Earth meridian matrix to ensure the maximum arcing of this frequency into the Earth plane. And this right here is Star Argonite. Star Argonite is a calcium-based stone of high light body activation potential. It stimulates all the entire chakra column and purifies all densities that would be interrupting the natural flow of one's true higher resonant light body activating into her physical template. So utilizing this frequency broadband running through a circuit is obviously very useful. Hence, any frequency in one closed-loop circuit of this reactive consciousness-assisted technology will be very effective for increasing the yield broadband running a subroutine through the entire matrix of this device. This right here is petalite, which is a lithium-based clear ray stone, very effective for 6/7 activation, as well as another aspect of ensuring the perspective of the witness self in a very calm, serene manner, because the lithium aspect is a very soothing aspect of the nervous system. And this right here is serpentine and nephrite jade, here from my backyard, actually. And it's a lovely, powerful Kundalini activator and stimulator of the entire energy column of the serpent all the way throughout the matrix, and also a Mount Shasta local. Let's see. I believe that covers just the engine alone. Okay, carrying on the current like so on both transmutation blade band ratios. Going up to here, this is the main thumb engagement right here. but there's quite a bit of detail to cover just in this one cluster. But I'll start with the thumb engagement. This right here is designed to engage the thumb like so, when wielding, and it consists of moldavite, which is a very famous green ray stone, born of superterrestrial extraterrestrial means, and it is quite famous or infamous for being a dramatic catalyzer to one's highest spiritual self. Should not need too much introduction in this video. This right here is its lesser known cousin, Libyan gold tektite, utilized by ancient Egyptian pharaohs in different magic casts for dramatic intensification of the solar plexus and the sacrum. This is a very special stone that is quite fantastic, that lovely working in tandem with the thumb engagement of the moldavite and Libyan gold tektite like so, makes a very powerful cosmic engagement point for the direct apparatus of the engagement purpose of when the thumb is placed. Setting on the moldavite is fading quartz. Fading quartz actually is a special kind of quartz that has broken and regrown through its entire life's matrix of its growth period, which means the energy mimicking of the stitching of the entire aspect of the quartz crystal makes a very powerful stitching of any kind of broken points or disharmonic edge points throughout the entire auric matrix. So that will make a very powerful stitching, almost like you can think of the analogy of a flat tire having fix-a-flat, how it kind of just broadens any kind of weak points to ensure the maximum inflation. So it goes straight to any kind of cracks and shadow points in the auric field meridian matrix and fills them in tandem with the rest of this frequency device's designated purpose. So having the moldavite next to that makes a very powerful way to ensure that the pathways of such a high yield frequency get to the entire proper balance of the auric field's operating system. And this right here, wrapped around this power pack around the moldavite and the fading quartz, is just like the apex band of the talisman intended to be in tandem with this device, is blue hemimorphite, faceted clear quartz, and tanzanite. Both those pathways dramatically affect the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th soul star, so they both work the same pathway tandem of the heart-mind coherence to ensure that electromagnetic interference does not interfere with the operating system of the wielder of this device, so they can stay in their impeccable divine perspective while wielding this in service of creation. Which is very, very effective for mediumship channeling as well as further just insight in one's wisdom. Hence the archetypal name. I digress, like I do many times in these videos. And this right here is an celestial amethyst cluster, just like the one that is on the talisman that matches this device. Celestial quartz, just like I mentioned down here, is a very powerful autoregulator of the higher self energy influx template to ensure the maximum amount of frequency energy is governing through the entire auric field while engaged in this construct. But this is from the amethyst perspective filter, which is of course much more crown activating based on its purple ray resonance, opposed to the smoky quartz variant, which is more grounding in tandem. So in tandem with those two, it's an auto-regulation of the base or star, or the crown and the soul star in tandem, which is pretty spectacular, to ensure the maximum amount of correct frequency energy as comfortable for the wielder of this device is always engaged when this device is in play. And next to this main thumb engagement is aquamarine. Aquamarine is of the beryl family, just like emerald, which is right here as well, be complementary. Aquamarine makes a very powerful water elemental stimulation of the 4th and 5th chakras to ensure that one's speaking from the heart is dramatically impeccable. With the hardness of 8.5, gives it a nice blue-ray atomical strength, just like the emerald, which is the green ray, which is complementary cousins frequency-wise. So that will ensure one's heart be spoken in the truth when engaged in conversation, for example. This right here is emerald, which is a famous green ray stone in the mineral kingdom. It vibrationally impeccably emanates the perfected green ray heart chakra, which is very useful for abundance aspects as well as the open heart. And down here, on the absolute opposite side of the, get the focus correct, thumb engagement, is Tibetan black quartz. These lovely little beauties right here, they've been wire wrapped to this main blade band right here in tandem with the primary wire, are very lovely stones from Tibet that have very much the ohm frequency innately in them, as well as the black gray carbon-based aspects makes a lovely purification. So this right here makes a very powerful Earth star and Soul star stimulation clearing through the entire energy meridian matrix, while having the ohm frequency connection to creation being the highlight. So you can think of it as like a very much a powerful window wash for the entire auric field into itself, just by these resonant frequencies, which have naturally been added to in a larger apparatus in a closed loop circuit. So very good for psychic protection and just purification of the energy field even deeper. This right here, these green guys right behind the lapis flower of life, is seraphinite. Seraphinite has been named so after the seraphim archangels, which is quite lovely, obviously. And this frequency makes a very powerful green ray focus of the heart, but also aligns the entire I am column into one's highest radiant, glowing, healing self. And stimulates all the entire chakra meridian matrix. So that being said, this being applied in this frequency application makes a very powerful archangel imbuement on the cellular level that can be broadcasted and terminated and focused through whoever is wielding this device in service to creation. That's kind of a whole long theme right there anyway. And to further intensify that aspect right here is fulgurite on both sides behind the selenite. Fulgurite is petrified lightning, which has carried the energy of lightning caught in sand to capture that moment of the energy impacted the sand, discharged the energy, and solidified from a temperature that's 3 times hotter than the surface of the sun in that moment. So evidently, fulgurite is very potent, powerful light body activating stuff that dramatically swings the entire chakra column, as well as intensifies one's prayers to creation. Been shamanically utilized for quite a while now in the human morphic field to intensify one's prayers. So having that aspect of intensification of that lightning energy throughout the entire matrix makes a dramatic intensification to one's intention when wielding this device. And moving up the blade face, right here is labradorite hearts on both sides in tandem. Labradorite is a potassium feldspar based stone that has gained quite a bit of notoriety. I'm trying to get a good angle where you actually see the refractions. You can slightly. That's very cool and very beautiful. See a little bit right there of the blue ray on that aspect, and this one has more of a gold sheen. Labradorite is a very powerful wind elemental stone utilized in magic and also piercing the veil of this reality to see the reality for what it really is, which is very useful in tandem with lapis, which is very powerful for insights of the third eye, to see clearly the aspects of the underlying energy of what complications have arisen to anybody under the jurisdiction of wielding this device that is compromising the person's health from a metaphysical perspective, to see the deep root cause, as well as a very powerful influx of wielding magic into reality. That's another aspect of this guy also. Okay. And this right here is selenite. Selenite makes a lovely purification through the entire energy meridian matrix and strongly stimulates the 6th and 7th in tandem with the higher chakras to clear the pathway to the higher self-conscious self-perception. But utilized in this aspect also takes the ability to take this entire frequency of this device, harmonize, purify, and accelerate them all in tandem, which is self-evident in its importance in such a complicated energy tool. And the black, orange, green, and blue kyanites make a very rapid transfer of energy throughout the entire energy meridian matrix for the mental centers of the blue kyanite, the green centers of the green kyanite, orange with the orange kyanite, black kyanite. So in tandem with all 4 of these available kyanites, makes very rapid transfer energy throughout the entire Soul Star, Earth Star, receptive, projective, very rapid transfers of energy throughout the entire meridian matrix. And how that is useful too, it also serves as an aspect of etheric Teflon, where energy moves so rapidly, so quickly through these filters right here, that it makes very powerful bypasses throughout the energy field, so it redirects and buffers any kind of undesirable energy, be receptive, for example, discharged in the Earth meridian matrix. And that's a whole complicated aspect to get into for this purpose. But long story short, the kind that's being utilized in this tandem is also the ensurement of rapid energy transfer of branching and broadcasting this frequency energy. And at the tip right here is quartzite, which is a little bit of calcite and quartz mixed together from my backyard to be a further apex antithesis of a clearing energy rendition as it completes its circuit. And right here is titanium aura quartz, which is actually clear quartz pressure coated by titanium, which gives a very strengthening rainbow light body activation intensification to the entire energy projection. Hence utilized on the focalizer crystals to focus all the radial energy into the downrange projection, if you would. You can think of these almost as crosshairs as the directional frequency of this energy where it's wielded and grounded and directed into my tree friends, for example. And to really intensify the entire mainframe when engaged to ensure a strengthened energy field. And this right here is Lemurian quartz, clear, just like the main engine, to be the focalizer crystals right here, so that the focus of the energy when engaged has a very precise, sharp apex focus to be directed through a neutral filter of the Lemurian quartz. And the main core is oak from my backyard. It has a very dense atomical rate, which serves as a perfect subcore for all this energy subroutine around it, and also utilized, of course, in Druidic traditions of a very sacred aspect of strength. In tandem with that, from my backyard once again, the subcore, which is actually drilled to the bottom of the oak core, is cedar wood right here, which has been utilized in everything from Solomon's temples, things like that. So cedar has a very powerful metaphysical ramification in the Hebic morphic field as well. So the tandem of cedar wood and oak have been utilized for this construct of wisdom. And I do believe that finally does cover the basic mineral composition of this entire device. In tandem with that, once this video is concluded and filmed, I will be installing this white hood, if you would, around this entire section to be a insulation and a color therapy generator of the white ray, so when the energy runs the circuit like so, it has the full spectrum of the 7 rays in the capacitor cover. Kind of like so. And to further augment the love aspect of this, right here this will be placed, which is actually a coin minted by the wonderful wizard of Sedona, Steve Ross, to have a very important message. When wielding this device, to wield it with love, in love, and through love is the purpose of this sub-power pack that will be externalized, to keep that in the forefront of what actually is important in creation. And to further augment that aspect is quartzite and prehnite in tandem in a closed-loop circuit, which is a green ray impeccable Raphael force broadcasting connection point, like so, which is very powerful earth and water elemental stone that stimulates the 3rd and 4th chakras in tandem. And to further emphasize the pink ray of love is just simple rose quartz, carved like a heart, mounted into this closed-loop circuit, so that, like I said, with love, in love, and through love, this device be wielded in service of creation. And in tandem with that, on the other side will be the lovely Ankh Key of Life, which is self-evident in its amazing spiritual important ramifications of having this archetypal energy construct symbol attached to this mainframe of this device. Well, I believe this concludes this video. I was keeping and maintain pretty quick pace to keep it under half an hour because I know it's quite a complex device, and obviously I will discuss the ramifications of this entire composition with the wielder of this device in detail. But at least this has been notarized to have a full mineralogic description of this device. 1,000 blessings everybody watching this, and have a great day.